Hello, my name is Layla. I'm the wine director at Reid's Fine Foods and Reid's Runaway Gourmet. Argentina is the 8th largest country in the world, stretching from the tropics to the solitary emptiness of Patagonia. It has virtually every kind of climate. In our wine and food journey, we discovered that Argentina raises some of the best cattle in the world. They consume an average of 120 pounds of beef per year, per person that is. So you might think that they are experts on this subject. And speaking of experts on this subject, this is Mac, a head butcher, and another smiling face at Reid. Mac, could you please take us through the different cuts of beef Argentinians use to make the famous parrillada? Now, by the way, parrillada is just a cooking method. Then is the parrilla, which is just the grill. So let's start with the first one, which is
filet mignon.
Filet mignon, or tenderloin?
Tenderloin.
Okay. In Argentina, it's called bife de lomo. And so it's a juicy, tender.
It's the most tender cut in the cow, and it's very little marbling, okay? And it's best to be cooked medium to medium rare.
Medium to medium rare.
The more you cook it, the less flavor it really has.
So it dries out?
Yes.
Is it expensive?
It's the most expensive cut you can get, usually.
Okay. So then the next one will be
the skirt steak?
The skirt steak, which is called entraña in Argentina. And what can you tell us about it?
Well, most people here in the U.S. and in Mexico will usually use this for like a fajita or grilling it for salads. And it's also best to cut against the grain. This is our flank. The flank is mainly done the same way.
The same way?
They're both best to be marinated.
Marinated.
Right.
And how long do you think is
good?
Anywhere
from 12 to 24 hours is fine.
Okay.
And it's, they're both cut against the grain.
That's a really good tip.
Yes.
For you know, a person who's not too expert on grilling. So the marinated, you can put anything that you like.
Right. You can also do like rubs also.
And we do sell a lot of those already made marinades.
Yes, we can do
also a lot of spices that you can combine to give it the flavor that you would like to.
Exactly.
Okay, so the next one is short ribs.
Short ribs,
which are called asado de tira in Argentina.
Okay, these should be braised. A lot of people will brown them, sear them, and braise them. If you're going to grill them only, you're going to take about 5-6 hours to do it very slow.
Okay.
Okay, if you want to do them a little less time, like I said, braise them for maybe 2 to 3 hours, then put them out on the grill and cook them like an indirect, which comes out very nice.
So basically we have two ways to do it. The old traditional way would be to braise it so it kind of, the meat becomes golden on the outside.
Right.
And as it braises on a low heat, it becomes really tender on the inside.
Exactly.
So what do you recommend is after doing that, put them on the grill so they take that smokiness flavor
Right,
to
exactly.
it.
That's what I would do, you know, and you can add your sauces then too.
Right, which, you know, Argentina is famous for the chimichurri. So, so that's perfect. Now, if you do have the time and you want to do it the long way, you can grill them at a very, very slow flame for many, many hours.
Yes.
Like you said, it will take 5 to 6 hours.
Correct.
So next is our sirloin.
Sirloin, we have a couple small cuts right here. The sirloin is it's one that's very little marbling, and it's very, very lean. And these right here aren't as tender as a lot of the cuts, but it's got a good flavor.
So for flavor,
yeah, it's got
is it too expensive?
No, it's one of the less expensive
cuts
you
expensive.
Can get, right.
Right, so it's kind of like an everyday steak.
Yes,
sort of,
very seldom.
Right?
Very
and
seldom.
Then you're going to tell us which one is your favorite.
My favorite here is the ribeyes, okay? And this is protected by ribs, okay? And it's also nice marbling in these right here, and it's most people do like these. Now, if you don't like the fat, you're going to stay away from it. You're going to be more apt to get a New York strip.
A New York strip,
Okay.
which is another cut that is
Right.
used many times.
Because these come from the hind quarter, okay? These are the front quarter right here, and like I say, they are protected by the ribs, in which, like your fillets right here, they're also protected, you know, and each muscle is usually got some kind of protection in it. And like I said, these are protected so much, they're very seldom used.
Okay, so perfect. So here is a demonstration of all the different cuts that we Americans use to grill. It also, coming from Argentina, is kind of like the same thing.
Exactly.
I do want to mention something that I came across. I have no association with this guy. I've never met him, but Mr. Francis Molman has an unbelievable book called 7 Fires, Grilling the Argentina Way. And if you haven't read this book, it's one of the most fascinating cookbooks I have ever come across. It is absolutely a wonderful encyclopedia of how to grill, when to grill, what temperatures. It's just unbelievable. I strongly recommend it. Like I said, I've never met the man, but his book is fascinating. So I think this wraps up this wonderful grilling Argentinian way.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
We'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much. What has made Argentina rise to a new level of world recognition is the renaissance of its wine industry. Mendoza is the center of Argentina's wine industry, a land blazed with characteristics that make this place ideal for the cultivation of wine. Altitudes moderate the high climate, warm sunny days followed by colder nights extend the growing season, and much of the irrigation is provided by the fresh snow melting running down the Andes Mountains. On our tasting table, Bodegas Renacer en Amore. The name of the wine en Amore means to be in love. An exquisite blend of Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Bonarda. This wine captivated me from the first sip, perhaps because the wine is made in the style of Amarone, and Amarone is made with partially dry grapes. So this wine just comes across like a wine from Italy, but made in Argentina. It is one of the best wines that I have in the store for under $30. It is absolutely delicious, complex, silky, and just alluring. A melange of dry plum, dark chocolate, dry raisins, of course, a lengthy finish that really makes you want more and more. This is an excellent bottle of wine for under $30. And of course, cheese without wine, it can't go. So I selected our cheeses provolone. This provolone happens to be made in Italy, but it is sharp, salty, it crumbles when you cut it, and if you add a couple of drops of aged balsamic vinegar, it's a match made in heaven. It's absolutely fantastic. This is Floyd, our executive chef at Reid Fine Foods, and of course another smiling face. We have done a lot of things together, cooking classes, wine dinners, wine events, and this is something else, and now we introduce into Reid's. So Floyd, you know, Argentina cuisine is deeply inspired by the Italian cuisine. You might say that meat and pasta are always on the menu. But today is, spring is coming along, and we have an abundance of vegetables and beautiful fruits coming our way. So we are going to start with a beautiful salad, and we know some of the best king crab legs come from Patagonia, but let's go through our list of ingredients. And
absolutely, today we're going to do a king crab and fennel salad with some wonderful hydro watercress, full of flavors. We're going to mix the fennel, a little bit of celery, and some lemon juice, a little crushed red pepper.
Oh, an extra kick to it.
Some lemon confit.
And this is something you have already prepared in advance, the lemon confit, right?
Some extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to heat up the crab. Today I'm substituting Alaskan king crab for instead of the Patagonia crab.
So you would say that here in this country, this is what we serve, because
Yes.
obviously it's extremely costly to get that from all the way from Patagonia.
Exactly.
So Alaskan king crab.
And we have a little sugar just to sweeten it up,
Uh-huh.
and some sea salt. We'll just mix this up. Get all those flavors married together. And now I'll heat up the crab with a little bit more of the olive oil here,
Uh-huh.
and just heat that through.
Now it's good to demonstrate that the tenderness, you can tell that the spring is beginning, because the tenderness and the size of those watercress is just incredible.
Oh yes,
They are
very
like-
nice bitter flavor to it.
Perfect combination for a dish. So the only thing you put on this is just olive oil.
Olive oil.
Olive oil, the magic ingredient, extra virgin olive oil.
Just heat this nice and through, and just place this right on top of the watercress.
So
With
it
a
kind
little
of
bit
melts
of
it a little.
A little bit of our little fennel and salad mixture here.
The smell, I wish you could smell that through the camera, because the smell is just fascinating.
Here we are, Layla.
So did you put a little bit of that?
We can also finish this with a little bit of
You know,
this
at Reid's
wonderful
we
lemon.
have a wonderful selection of olive oils from every part of the world, and also different flavors of olive oils. So
Let's put a little bit more crab on it.
yeah, let's not waste that. So in this dish, it's not just the beautiful smell that we're getting, but it's also the textures are so different. You have the crunchiness of the fennel, you have the sweetness and saltness of the Alaskan king crab, you have the tenderness of the watercress. Like I said, spring is here, and this is a beautiful example of it. And then of course, the magic ingredient, which is the extra virgin olive oil.
Phenomenal.
The flavors are so explosive. Once again, it's a perfect combination of textures and flavors. It's just absolutely divine. If you go to Argentina, that's all you think about. Beef, pasta, something like this. Watercress is one of the beautiful things that they use constantly as a base for their salads. So, and chimichurri,
That's right. That's their ketchup.
that's their ketchup. Exactly. It's basically used every day in every type of meat, chicken, pork. They use it on everything. So, and you have your own version, but it's still trying to keep the tradition of the country intact.
That's right. Every region has their own version in chimichurri. So some may put olive oil, some may not.
Some use red vinegar, some use
don't.
some lemon.
It depends on your preference.